welcome to the 13th episode of Tea and Talks. We will be your three hosts for the day.
Hello, I'm Omema.
Hi, my name is Imaan.
And my name is Lina. So, Imaan, would you like to introduce our topic for the day?
So, today we're talking about friendships, and there is a specific reason why we chose friendships. But, Omema, do you want to...
Bit of a juicy story. I'm not going to get into it. It's a bit of an open wound still. But we may or may not have had a slight or little argument about a week ago.
That was it, just, brief little hiccup.
I mean, I'm quite chill about it because Imaan got the
I
heat
was at
and
the
I
wrong
got
place at the wrong time. It wasn't my fault, it was your fault.
I got the better version
we're not going
of
to go into it because then we'll all end up being replaced by Leo and his cat friend. So,
touch subject.
Swiftly moving on.
But anyways, so we thought after we sorted everything out, we thought it would be quite funny if we chose to do it as an episode. So here we are. But the problem that went wrong between us three was
one of the many.
We may have lacked communication, which is quite important in a friendship, or things like this happen. But yeah, that's why there isn't a third teacup there, because it may be saying that one of us is.
But that would mean I get the teacup.
Me and Omema have one, but Lina doesn't, so...
She might be exiting very
This
soon.
is insignificant completely.
Anyways, so... Wait, where was I off? You cut me off now, see, I'm confused.
Miscommunication?
Yeah, miscommunication. So, what are your experiences with miscommunication, apart from this one, because it's still a bit of a touchy subject?
You know,
so
normally
we'll
Omema
leave
has
that
a
out.
story, but I have a friendship story this time. So,
You're stealing my spotlight.
So, I came into school one day, and then my friend said, she was...
I've already heard this.
I've already told you, that's why. My friend, we went
I swear
into
this
school...
isn't even miscommunication, but carry on, Imaan.
Let people care about my stories, okay? So, I went into school, and then my friend was saying, oh yeah, she's not going to be in school the next day, she's moving schools. And, she always says, oh yeah, I want to move schools and everything. So, obviously, I wasn't believing her. I didn't believe her. So, the next day, I was waiting for her at the bus stop, and she wasn't there. So, I was texting her, saying, where are you, where are you? But she wasn't there, so I waited, and then I was a bit late to school because I was waiting for her. And then I went into my form, and my form tutor said, did you hear what happened to this person's name? I was like, what do you mean, what happened? And then she said, she's gone. I'm like, what do you mean she's gone? And then she said, she's like moved school completely. I was like, and I was sitting there thinking, she's probably at the doctor's or something, but actually, she's moved school. So, I mean, on my behalf, I think I should have believed her, but, it's a bit sad.
Yes, Imaan, thank you for the very relevant story to the topic.
It's
like we
friendships,
said,
okay?
no, it didn't have anything to do with what we were trying to say, but this is where Omema comes on with one of her many story times and tries to...
Of course, I have a story.
let's
I
try and
come
make it more
prepared
relevant
here.
this time.
She doesn't. Okay, let me think of a story. Okay, wait. Okay, so basically, I used to have this... I don't know why I'm saying used to. We're still friends now. But...
so she said.
No, we are. I was texting it earlier. Anyways, okay.
Yeah, we believe
Oh yeah, is that the one that texted saying, hi, are you okay?
Yeah, exactly. So
everyone believes it, it's fine, carry on.
No, okay, so I had this friend, have this friend, and we were friends for a long time. We are friends. I don't even know how to phrase it. Anyways, so midway through the friendship, I started realising this person is quite a bit sus. They do some sketchy things, and they would say things where I'd kind of look at them and be like, okay, but I wouldn't respond to it, and I feel like that's where I went wrong because I didn't say something straight away. They got used to me just kind of denying it, and then
Sorry, there's some people outside the building. Is it being a little loud?
Thanks for... I think they wanted showtime, that's why. Anyways, so, where was I? So it kept building up over and over again, and then it got to the point where it all leashed out, and to the final year, it happened quite a lot, and other people started getting involved, so I was just like, I'm not having this.
I'm off.
I'm not having this. So I just cut the person off, which was sad. It was quite sad. I know I'm making it seem like it wasn't, but it was sad. Anyways, so we had quarantine to reflect for a long time, and then we made up. We talked about it, and then because we communicated, so we're over it now.
We get it.
We love the emphasis on that.
See, my story was relevant, Imaan.
So was mine.
No, yours didn't link in properly though.
You said to mention it again.
You need more life experiences.
Yeah. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
Yeah.
But I had something that I wanted to ask you both, and that was, do you think, with lots of... Okay.
What?
Do you think with lots of school friendships, maybe a reason why people tend to fall out a lot?
I'm going to look at Imaan. Carry on.
Let me look at Imaan as well. Do you think the reason people tend to fall out a lot is because they're always around each other and, spending all the time together and stuff? It doesn't give you much time as individuals to kind of have your own space, so maybe that could be a reason why people tend to fall out a lot more.
I think, yeah, I do think that, because if you're with someone in the same lessons and you always speak to them and you're just always with them and you always talk to them, there's going to be more for you to argue about or make something up about. So yeah.
I'm a bit half and half with that, because I feel like when you're at school, a lot of friends tend to not be actual friends, but just kind of convenient. No, like you can't tell me that every person.
You're there because you see each other all the time. It's useful.
But it's not you're actually friends with them. That it's just a convenient friendship. Like I'm not going to sit here. There's friends from school where it's like I knew I was going to stay friends with them after, and I'm still friends with them. It doesn't matter that I don't see them as much. But then there's some people I knew they were going to be out of my life, and they are out of my life. But it's little things like that. So I don't think it's because you spend much time with them. I think it's just because it's convenient.
It's more situational and based on the individuals. Now, I think it's time to introduce a question we had.
Oh my God.
These questions scare me.
These questions, because I don't know what you're about to come out with.
All I'm doing is reading the questions that were sent in, but every time after the show, I just say, why did you ask me first?
I know, because I'm not prepared for this.
You what you had to say and everything, I'll ask you first again. Omema, what would you say the red flags are in a friendship? This is what the viewers would like to know.
You know what? I'll answer that first, because I have a few.
No, you go ahead.
I think the first one that comes to my head is kind of the friends who are controlling and kind of force you to do things that maybe you don't want to do, and this kind of links back to our peer pressure topic of people and friends around you who kind of force you and pressure you into doing things that you don't want to do. So I think this one is a big one. Omema, go on.
Have you had time to think of one yet?
Self-promo and the... Yeah, I've got one because it's based off my story. Friends that kind of like belittle what you say and what you feel, because I don't actually know why they do it, but it's just easier for them to make you feel like
and just disregard whatever.
You're the one exaggerating, basically.
Now that's a big one, and I think along with that, something that I wanted to mention was the type of friends who. Let's say you had previously mentioned maybe an insecurity that you had, or something that you weren't particularly confident in, whether that's a feature or an aspect of your personality, whatever it may be. If you've vocally told someone about that who's supposed to be your friend, but then that friend of yours finds an occasion where they will mock that specific thing that you mentioned under the excuse of humour, that's something that everyone needs to be careful about, and it's something that definitely happens a lot more, I think.
Cut that friend off, because that is so... No, because imagine someone did that. That means their literal intention is to hurt you. Because they know that that's out of spite. They know that that would hurt you, so
and they know it's something that you're actually, it concerns you and it plays on your mind a lot.
Yeah. I think overall it's just friends that have a negative effect on you, because if you have that negative person in your life...
That was mine.
Carry on then, Omema.
No.
Because, like I was saying, if you have that negative person or people in your life who just have a negative effect on you, then obviously it's not going to be good for you. So
no, if they aren't helping you, like if there's no kind of necessity of them there, then just cut them off. Because I just don't. I feel like all my advice is cut them off, but you shouldn't. Yeah.
That's definitely. See, again with that, what I wanted to say is, I think it's a lot easier to just say, cut people off. But we do understand that, with friendships, it's harder to do that, isn't it? Mm. You can't just say, oh, something's not affecting, or something's negative affecting me, let's just cut this person off. Especially when it's in school surroundings, so you're always around that person and stuff. So I think when we think about stuff like that, it's a lot easier, or at least it explains a bit more why people tend to turn a blind eye.
They wait it out. Yeah. Like I waited it out up until the last point.
Yeah, she waited it out till ages. But I think when it really comes down to it, in those times you have to think, even though something may be a little uncomfortable for you to do, in the long run, if you've got a friend who's displaying traits that are very negative and that just don't benefit you at all, then it is important for you as an individual to just put yourself first in that position and do what's necessary to remove yourself from that situation, I think.
I feel like you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Because then if you just choose to stay there, it would just carry on.
Yeah, and I feel like at the end of the day, when you remove that person from your life's just gonna feel better having that negative person out of your life.
Out of interest, has that ever happened to any of you two, where you've actually ended up removing?
I haven't managed to get me out of my life yet.
I know, me too.
Sorry, okay, I'll leave myself then. Okay.
Go on.
No.
Yeah, I can't blame her because I understand, like magnets.
Anyways, so no, like the story that I mentioned. Sorry, I keep referring back to the story. See, I have relevant stories.
No, we should change the title from Tea and Talks to Story Time with Omema, feat Lina and Imaan.
No, but like I did have to call it. Like I blocked them, and I felt quite guilty actually because I blocked them and then removed the number. But then when we made up, they still had mine.
Was this a friend that you? Oh yeah.
Yeah, they still had mine, so I didn't know who was calling me, so I felt quite guilty at that point. But we sorted it out. So
I don't even know what to say to them.
Okay, I think we focused on the negative aspects of friendships quite a bit. So to end on a more positive note, I want to speak about some positive attributes and characteristics of a friendship. So first, what would you both say you look for in a friend positively? What type of personality would your friends ideally have?
I mean, I think obviously at school we sit in a group, you don't just sit with one person. So I think obviously we have lunch after 3 lessons, which is 3 hours. So you just get annoyed after 3 hours of lessons, I'm not going to lie. So I think in the group you just need that funny person to just kind of lift your mood instead of just being annoyed at school. So yeah, that's my opinion, Omema.
So be funny to be Imaan's friend, basically, I think. That's it. Very high standards, I must say.
Thank you.
Oh, God. I don't know. I don't have like a checklist that I go through when I'm selecting my friends, and I don't think you meet the criteria.
But
anyways.
usually, because I think everyone has certain. Let's say there might be a person, and based on however that person is, you want to befriend them.
I think it's just nice, genuine people, because a lot of people they're just mean.
Okay, so
I
for
feel like
mine
I'm
you
talking
have to
about
be
myself,
funny.
but they are just no, you do have to be funny.
Yourself.
But I feel like I'm funny enough, so it balances it out anyways. So no, I think I don't know. I feel like it's normally just about the vibe that you get off a person, and if you can tell
if you can connect with people properly.
So Omema, I mean not Omema, Lina. What do you think?
See, I ask the question so I don't have to answer it, and I'll have another one.
What is your
Moving
criteria for a friend? Because that's basically what
I'll let you know when I make some friends. Now, moving on. I think.
At least she's admitting she hasn't got
No,
any.
we already declared it's a business relationship. You will know that, don't you? A business relationship. I'll show you the contract, but
we did mention at the start of the show how we had a friendship problem. No, exactly.
No, I can't show you the contract because the fine print is do not disclose, so I can't show you that. But yeah, this is purely.
Lina, answer the question, okay? Thanks.
No. Next question.
No, answer the question. This isn't like Quizlet going back and forth with the questions.
I can't hear you. There's technical difficulty, so I'll move on.
Was it in
terms of friendships, one thing I wanted to ask as well is, when was a time you ever felt very grateful for a friend? Now that can be either something major that may have happened or something minor, but when was a time that really made you think, oh, I'm really glad I had that person there for me?
Okay, for this one, do you want to answer first?
I'll go last. No, I'll actually answer it, but I'll go last. Let's have you two first.
Omema?
I'm trying to think.
Okay, I'll say mine first. I think for me, obviously we had quarantine for 6 months, I think. Yeah, 6 months. And obviously being at home that long is just annoying, being with the same people all the time. Sorry, my love. But yeah, I think for me, it was at the end of quarantine, it was just so nice to get back and just speak to your friends. And as soon as Alton Towers and things opened, you just all went as soon as you could. So I think for me, it was nice just being able to go out after 6 months.
So having people there when you need to just spend time and get.
I know, I was getting confused with what happened.
Let's just try and have
a direction there.
What about you?
I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Like not having someone that you can rely on, but just sometimes where it's like even that they just message you like, hi, how are you? Or you just get a random call where you feel like you need it. So I think that it's just little things like that you feel grateful for. Or just like the times where you're just laughing for absolutely nothing.
And the laugh makes it funnier.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. Oh.
Right.
I'm just imagining all the moments, that's why.
That's basically all the time. Even if someone says, no, with her jokes, when she says ones that aren't that funny, she'll laugh so much to the point where it becomes funny to everyone because she can't stop laughing. So yeah, I think that
Oh no, she's off. Okay, Lina, do you want to answer the question now then?
Well, you said you were going to answer it. Come on then. You've had like 3 of us to think about it.
Okay.
3 of us.
Oh, 2 of us.
I think with me, I want to answer genuinely, so just give me a second.
We'll let you have a deep moment.
Got it. Okay, I think with me, in terms of friends and when I felt very grateful for them, I'd say it's when you, let's say, as a person, I think I tend to not really, because there are lots of people who don't, if there's ever anything on their mind, they might not particularly like to be very vocal about it, or they won't really speak about it. But that doesn't mean it doesn't mean that they don't want that type of, they don't want to be able to speak to someone about things. It's just that they may not feel very comfortable to do it. And I think in some senses, I can reflect some of that behavior, and I think that I tend to have that type of personality in some cases. So whenever there may be something on my mind or something that is troubling me, and I don't want to actually speak about it, but at the same time I don't want to keep feeling like that. So whenever I felt down, I found that being able to just speak to, my friends about things that are totally unrelated, or when you've got that chance to just spend time with someone and get your mind off things, because I think with lots of people, you don't need to always talk about your problems or whatever's going through your mind. You just need a distraction in a sense, and you need to be able to escape from whatever's going on in your head. And for me, it's, how do I say it? It's like almost like a safe space for your thoughts. Because,
God, yours sounds so good
I'm
compared to
not talking about these two, obviously.
Shit.
Other people, but no, I will say that I feel like I am quite grateful for the fact that the friends I have, they're the type where if, they know that I may not be feeling too great or there may be something going on, but I clearly don't really want to talk about it, then they're not the type to push. And I think that's something I'm very grateful for, because it's important to have people who will not only respect what you're comfortable talking about, but they'll always do their best to kind of still make you feel better in whatever means you feel comfortable. And just having people there who will say, oh, well, if you ever want to speak about anything, I'm here to listen. But then they'll also be able to very easily get your mind off things. That's something that I have been very lucky to have, and it's something I'm very grateful for.
Oh, you're welcome.
I don't really say these things, so this is once in a lifetime thing.
To be fair, that's actually really nice.
I feel like my reason was much better than both of them.
It probably was.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice to just have that time apart, like you said, distraction, just to have that distraction for a bit. So
exactly, and just being able to be yourself without any, because that's actually, I wasn't going to say this, but it's come to my mind now, so I will. And I think I'm very grateful for the fact that I have friends that I can be completely myself with, without having to, worry about putting up any additional type of barriers or any layers. When you can be yourself around someone, I think that definitely makes, you can just, it's something that people can't really be nowadays all the time. I think, because you're always worrying about, what will this person think about me if I do this or if I say this.
I feel that's what a friendship is, because you're not meant to put a wall up or something.
Exactly, so that's
you
something.
answered the last question there, so well done, Lina.
Yeah, and again,
you really showed us up there.
Yeah, I think I'm very satisfied with that answer, actually. I'm happy with that, but we are going to be coming to a close and wrapping up the show for today, but we just wanted to say that we hope, actually I always end it, so I'll hand it over to one of them to end the show today.
Well, actually, since we've spoken about friendships, if you want to DM us with any, maybe not gossip, but just
a bit of tea,
any interesting conversations.
Can we just have Leo now, please? Let's just remove Omema from the set.
Sorry.
No, but you have any friendships that you wish to share personally, not friendships, sorry, stories about friendships.
See, I should have ended it.
You really do want
No,
friends,
carry
don't
on.
you?
No, if you have any stories about any friendships or any funny stories that you may want to share, then please do feel more than free to DM us and message us about them. And I'm sure Omema will respond to them because she loves hearing all that stuff anyway. But thank you again for watching as always, and we hope to see you next Wednesday.
We won't see them, Lina.
We hope.
It's over camera.
We hope that, no, that sounds really wrong to say we hope that you, no.
We hope
Tune in next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye.